We live in a time where often the very idea of Western civilization is dismissed as an outdated construct, or worse, an oppressive myth. But those who say this, I believe, are either blind to history or willingly ignorant of it. Because the truth is simple. Western civilization has been the single greatest engine of human progress that the world has ever seen. From the ancient Greeks, we inherited a love of reason and philosophy. From Rome, we gained the rule of law and civic order. Christianity gave us the conviction that every human being has dignity, worth, and rights inherited from a loving God. These strands, woven together, create a fabric that's stronger than anything that the world has ever seen. And then a few centuries ago, something truly remarkable happened. In the crucible of Northwestern Europe and the Anglosphere, a culture emerged that did not just preserve knowledge, it multiplied it. The West created the world's first true marketplace of ideas, a system where anyone was free to propose an idea, defend it, and subject it to critique. And unlike other civilizations that silenced dissent, the West allowed ideas to compete in complete freedom. In Jonathan Rauch's book, The Constitution of Truth, he explains the fruits of this special civilization. The West has produced the overwhelming majority of the world's great inventions and discoveries in the last few centuries. I'll name a few of them and let you reflect on what life would be like without them. Electricity, the internal combustion engine, antibiotics, the computer, flight, space exploration, the internet. Each of these arose not in a vacuum, but in a culture that prized inquiry instead of enforcing conformity of thought. This is not to deny that other civilizations contributed building blocks. Of course they did. But only the West created an environment where knowledge creation accelerated generation after generation, compounding like interest in an account of human knowledge. This is why we live longer, freer, healthier lives today than any of our ancestors could have imagined. And I think it's shocking that many people who benefit from this just take it for granted. In Friedrich Hayek's article in my sources, he explains that the heart of this success is liberty. The freedom to speak, to write, to question, even to criticize those in power without fear of that midnight knock at the door. That freedom has been incredibly rare throughout all of human history, and it is what has kept the engine of progress running in the West. So when we speak of Western civilization, we're not speaking of a narrow tribal identity. We're speaking of a tradition of ideas and institutions that liberated the human mind and multiplied human potential. As explained in Douglas Youvan's article in my sources, it is dangerous to ignore this, because if we forget what made us free, we risk sliding back into the darkness from which Western culture led us out of. Western civilization is not perfect. It's a culture representing a group of humans, and humans are imperfect. But it is the best hope humanity has for knowledge, liberty, and progress. That is a truth worth defending, loudly and without apology. Thanks for watching my post, and I look forward to reading your feedback on these thoughts.